In today's world, masculinity is constantly under attack, and we men face expectations that are not easy to navigate. The idea of what it means to be a man has evolved so much that it's almost confusing to figure out where we stand. It's not easy being a young man today, being told to be strong, be sensitive, express your feelings. But don't be too masculine, because then it's toxic. What do you want from us? There's a debate going on about masculinity. What's good, what's bad, what's healthy, and what's toxic. And in the middle of all that, here I am, being told I'm toxic, simply because I choose to live by a code. I choose to be responsible for myself, to be strong, to hold myself accountable, and to protect the people I care about. People love throwing labels at me, but if they actually listen to what I'm saying, they'd see that my message is about personal growth, self-reliance, and taking responsibility for your life. First, let's get this out of the way. People keep calling me a misogynist. It's the go-to label for anyone who doesn't want to hear my side of things. They call me a misogynist because they think it shuts me down, discredits everything I say. But here's the truth. I love women. I respect women. In all my time in the public eye, I've never had a woman come out and say I mistreated her. Not one. So if people want to understand my perspective, instead of just slapping a label on me, they'd realize that my point isn't about hating women. It's about being the best version of a man. Look, being a man is about fulfilling certain responsibilities. We have roles that are not just expected of us, but roles that are crucial for society to function properly. We protect, we provide. That's what men do. It's what we've always done. When I say that, people call it toxic masculinity. What's toxic about it? The men who stayed behind on the Titanic so the women and children could get in the lifeboats. Were they toxic? No, they were doing their duty. Genuine masculinity isn't about power over others, it's about power over yourself. It's about facing adversity, stepping up to challenges, and doing the right thing, even when it's uncomfortable. People talk about toxic masculinity as if masculinity itself is the problem. But I'm telling you, there's no such thing as too much genuine masculinity. What's dangerous is a man who doesn't know how to control himself. A man who's driven by impulse, who's emotionally unstable, that's dangerous. But a man who's strong, who's disciplined, who can control his emotions, that man isn't a danger to anyone. He's a protector. Today we're told to express our feelings, let it all out, cry if you need to. But if men don't learn to bear their responsibilities, if they start acting purely on emotion, we're gonna have a problem. Because a man who lets his feelings dictate his actions is unpredictable. He's dangerous. I tell young men all the time, create your own value. Society doesn't care about you unless you make yourself useful. That's the hard truth. And that's the beautiful thing about being a man. You start with nothing, and you get the chance to build yourself into something. You get to decide who you want to be. And if you're willing to put in the work, you can become someone that people respect, someone that people admire. But don't expect handouts. Don't stand around waiting for life to treat you fairly. Life is a competition, and it's up to you to rise to the occasion. Be strong, be competent, be relentless. Nothing worth having comes easy. And let's talk about emotions. I'm not saying men shouldn't have emotions. I'm not saying you should bottle it all up and pretend you don't feel anything. Emotional intelligence is important, but emotional discipline is crucial. Men who act purely on emotion, who do whatever they feel like doing, are dangerous. Stoicism is the answer. Life is hard, and it's gonna kick you down sometimes, but you don't have the luxury of letting those feelings control you. You have to keep going. That's what being a man is about. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. Now, people like to ask me about my views on gender roles in places like Afghanistan. They want me to comment on every situation around the world. But the truth is, I'm not an expert on everything. I've never been to Afghanistan. I haven't studied the laws there. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what's best for them. It's amusing that some people think I have that kind of power or influence. My job is to speak about what I know, about my experiences, and I'll stick to that. I know that some people, especially some women, don't like me. They think I'm against them. They think I'm promoting misogyny. But my message is about empowerment. It's about encouraging men to take responsibility for their lives, to be strong, to be reliable. If that offends some people, then so be it. My goal is not to please everyone. It's to speak the truth as I see it and to help men become the best versions of themselves. Life is tough. Nobody's going to hand you success. You've got to work for it. You've got to earn it. And that means facing challenges head on, being resilient, and taking responsibility. Don't play the victim. Don't sit there and complain about how life is unfair. You have a choice. Every single day, you have a choice about who you want to be and what you want to do. And if you make the right choices, if you're willing to put in the work, you can become someone worthy of respect. Society today is sending young men mixed messages. Be strong, but don't be too strong. Be emotional, but don't be too emotional. It's no wonder young men are confused. I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid to embrace your masculinity. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be strong, with wanting to protect, with wanting to compete. Those traits are natural. They're good for you, and they're good for society. Don't let anyone make you feel ashamed of that. Young men today need role models. They need mentors. They need strong male figures in their lives to guide them, to teach them discipline, hard work, and resilience. That's what's missing in a lot of young men's lives today. If you're a man who's made it, who's figured some things out, you have a responsibility to help the next generation. Be a mentor. Show them what it means to be a man. Being a man is also about sacrifice. It's about putting others before yourself, making the hard choices, and doing what needs to be done, even when it's not comfortable. It's not about seeking personal comfort. It's about being willing to endure discomfort for the greater good. That's what separates true men from those who are just looking out for themselves. And let's talk about competition. Competition is a part of life. It's how we grow. It's how we prove ourselves. Whether it's in business, in sports, or in personal development, competition drives us to be better. Today, we're told that the competition is bad, that it's harmful, that it creates inequality. But that's nonsense. Competition is what makes us stronger. It's what motivates us to improve. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Use it to push yourself to the next level. Mental health is a real issue for a lot of men today. Anxiety, depression, it's real. But the solution isn't to sit around feeling sorry for yourself. It's not to expect sympathy from others. The solution is to take action. Get fit. Set goals. Work on improving yourself. When you take control of your life, when you stop playing the victim, that's when things start to get better. Mental strength is just as important as physical strength. Develop both, and you'll be unstoppable. And let me tell you something else. The world is full of people who want to tell you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, that you don't deserve success. Ignore them. They're projecting their own insecurities onto you. The truth is, if you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to make sacrifices, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. But you have to be willing to go after it. Nobody's going to hand it to you, and nobody's going to do the work for you. In the end, masculinity is complex. It's not something you can sum up in a single word or a label. Genuine masculinity is about responsibility. It's about controlling your emotions. It's about protecting and providing for those you care about. It's not about domination or aggression. It's about strength of character and doing what's right, even when it's difficult. Stoicism is a big part of that. Learn to control your emotions. Don't let them control you. Be intentional about your actions. Be reliable. Be someone others can count on. That's what being a man is all about. Young men need mentors. They need role models. They need someone to show them the way. If you've figured out some of the answers, if you've been through the struggles and come out the other side, help the next generation. Be the mentor they need. Sacrifice is part of being a man. It's not always about you. Sometimes you have to put others first. Sometimes you have to endure hardship for the people you care about. That's true strength. That's true masculinity. And above all, be self-reliant. Life is hard, and nobody's going to do it for you. You have to create your own value. You have to build yourself into someone worthy of respect. That's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen without struggle. But that's what makes it meaningful. The harder the journey, the greater the reward. Embrace responsibility. Embrace stoicism. Seek out mentors. Be willing to sacrifice, compete, push yourself. That's how you become the man you want to be. Rise above your circumstances. Don't settle for mediocrity. Take control of your life. The world is out there, and it's yours for the taking if you're willing to go after it. The rewards aren't just personal success. They're the respect of others, the admiration of those who look up to you, and the satisfaction of knowing you've lived up to your fullest potential. You see, true masculinity is about embracing the struggle. It's about stepping up, even when the odds are stacked against you. The path isn't easy, and that's why it's so rewarding. No one is going to pave the way for you. The world isn't set up to hand you success on a silver platter. The moments when you're tired, when you're down, when you feel like giving up, that's when it matters the most. That's when you dig deep, push through, and remind yourself why you're doing this. You're doing it because you want to be the kind of man that others respect, that others look to for strength and support. It's also about understanding that sometimes you're going to fail. Failure is a part of life, and it's a part of growth. The difference between the men who succeed and the men who don't is that the ones who succeed are willing to fail, learn, and get back up again. They're not afraid of getting knocked down because they know they can rise again, stronger and wiser. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone towards it. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, to get better, to come back even stronger. And let's not forget the importance of community. Real masculinity is not just about going it alone. It's about building a tribe, surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you, and who push you to be better. No man is an island. Find your brothers, find your community, and build each other up. Lift each other when you fall, celebrate each other's victories, and share each other's burdens. This is how we grow, not just as individuals, but as a collective force. Don't be afraid to be ambitious. Don't be afraid to dream big. The world needs men who have vision, who aren't content with just getting by. The world needs men who are willing to take risks, to innovate, to challenge the status quo. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, go after it with everything you've got. Be relentless, be fearless. The road may be long, it may be filled with obstacles, but that's what makes it worth traveling. The satisfaction of achieving something you've worked so hard for, something that you've poured your heart and soul into, that's something no one can take away from you. And remember, at the end of the day, your life is your responsibility. No one else is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your fulfillment. It's up to you to take charge, to make the decisions that will lead you to where you want to go. It's up to you to put in the work, to make the sacrifices, to stay disciplined, even when it's hard. No excuses, no shortcuts. Just you, your vision, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to turn that vision into reality. So rise up, face the world head on. Be the man that others look up to, the man that others respect, the man who never backs down from a challenge. The journey won't be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it. The world is waiting for you. Go out there and take it.